Have you ever heard of the saying, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown"? Well, for Emperor Franz Joseph, the First of Austria, this wasn't just a saying. It was a brutal reality. Imagine ruling for an astonishing 68 years, one of the longest reigns in European history. You'd think that would be a story of triumph and glory, right? But for Franz Joseph, it was a saga defined by unimaginable personal tragedy. He ascended to the throne in 1848, a young man of 18, in the midst of revolutions sweeping across Europe. His early years were about consolidating power, but the shadows of personal loss were already gathering. The first devastating blow came with his own brother, Maximilian. Ambitious and perhaps a bit naive, Maximilian accepted the offer to become the Emperor of Mexico. It was a disaster. He was captured by Mexican Republicans and executed by a firing squad in 1867. Franz Joseph was powerless to save him, a failure that would haunt him for the rest of his life. But the heartache was far from over. His only son and heir, Crown Prince Rudolf, was a man in deep conflict with his father's conservative policies. In 1889, in a hunting lodge at Mayerling, Rudolf and his young mistress were found dead in what was ruled a suicide. The heir to the vast Austro-Hungarian Empire was gone, and the line of succession was thrown into chaos. Franz Joseph was left with a grief that he buried under his rigid, duty-bound exterior. Just when you think things couldn't get any worse, they did. His wife, the Empress Elizabeth, famously known as Sissy, was a free spirit trapped in the stifling Viennese court. She spent much of her life traveling, trying to escape her reality. In 1898, while in Geneva, she was assassinated by an Italian anarchist, stabbed in the heart with a stiletto. Franz Joseph was reportedly shattered, whispering, "You do not know how much I loved this woman." His personal tragedies had now claimed his brother, his son, and his wife. The final world-altering blow came in 1914. His new heir, his nephew Archduke Franz Ferdinand, was assassinated in Sarajevo. This single event lit the fuse for World War I. The aging emperor, bound by alliances and a sense of duty, declared war on Serbia, unleashing a conflict that would tear Europe apart and ultimately dismantle the very empire he had spent 68 years trying to hold together. Franz Joseph died in 1916, 2 years before the empire crumbled. He ruled through an era of immense change, but is remembered more for the profound personal tragedies that defined his reign. A king who lost everything but his crown, only to lose his entire empire in the end. It's a sobering story of duty, loss, and the immense personal cost of power. And hit that bell icon for more deep dives into history's most compelling figures.